Hi, John Wells here. This is a little bit of a departure from my usual sort of travel log videos, if you like, and my usual tutorials on VideoPad. What this is, it will only really interest you if you do DIY stuff on your own car. So if you don't, this probably won't interest you at all. Okay, a couple of days ago, my car's due for an ITV. I take it to the local station, and now I do have my new ITV sticker, which I will stick on the windscreen, and that proves that my car, until the next one is due, is perfectly road legal. But in order to get to that position, your car has to be legal and have all the right bits and pieces. A day or two back, I go through all the usual checks that we all do. Checking your headlights, checking your windscreen wipers work, checking the horn. When it comes to the reversing light, it doesn't work. So I take off the light cluster at the back, have a look at the bulb. The bulb looks in good condition. I put the bulb into the side light socket, put the side lights on, it works perfectly. So now I know it's not the bulb. On YouTube, I have a look on there, and the most likely problem it's going to be is the reverse light switch, which you're going to find in the side of your gearbox. I've got one of those. I went to my local place in Torrevieja, where I've gone before for bits and pieces, and they supply me with one of these. This is a reverse light switch that goes into your gearbox. Just so happens it's the wrong one. And that happens because I don't have fantastic Spanish and he has next to no English, so it comes to a point of where you've got your camera with various pictures and you point, and usually I get exactly what I want. In this case, it happened to be wrong. But that's by the by. I didn't know that at the time. I did buy this, and I knew that if I needed to take the one out of the car, the original one that's damaged, I'd need a spanner or a socket that's going to fit this outside bolt. It's, I believe, 24 mils. I don't have one in my toolkit. I asked them for a spanner or a socket. They didn't have one. Typical, isn't it? I go to another place for spares around the corner. They didn't have one either. I went to a third place that supplies spanners and sockets and stuff. They didn't have one either. These are all Spanish shops. I've done my best in the past. I usually get what I want. It's usually not a problem. But now I'm thinking, in order to get this changed, I'm going to have to go to a garage. I mentioned this to a neighbour, who then said, why don't you try the auto spares shop in the Rioja centre? I didn't know it existed. I can walk there in 20 minutes. It's run by a British chap called Mick. I went in there, I said, I don't suppose you can give me a spanner or a socket that's going to fit this. And hey presto, 2 minutes later, he gets me this 1/4 inch drive, I believe. Nice big socket. It's the kind of thing that goes onto a spark plug. It's exactly the right size for this one. And as I said, this isn't the right one. I have got the right one now, and it was the same dimensions, and we've done the job. But just goes to show, look at that. Absolute perfect fit. And in fact, it goes all the way in there, and it did the job wonderfully. If you've never seen one of these and you're thinking of doing it yourself, there's good information on YouTube. Just make sure your car is nice and secure when it's up on the jack and all that kind of stuff. And basically, if you've never used one or don't know what it does, it goes into the gearbox, this section. This is where the cable comes in, the electrical cable, and it has a little depression switch on this end, look. So when you select your reverse gear, in the gearbox somewhere there's going to be a little lever somewhere that pushes that back, makes the connection, puts your light on. But make sure you drain the oil first, because you're going to find that the gearbox oil is above the actual switch itself. So when you take the switch out, the oil is going to pour out through the hole. I know that from experience. Like I say, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go up to the shop. I'm going to thank the guy for giving me the part to do the job, and if he allows me to, I'll do a little bit of filming around the shop, and I'll put all the full details up of where it is. If you live here in the Costa Blanca, in the Punta Prima, La Zenia, Cabarroig, San Miguel area, like me, if you don't know, I would suggest you go to this place first, because he's got plenty of stuff there. If he can't get it, he'll probably know where you can get it, and he speaks English, which makes life so much easier. Okay, let's go up to the shop and I'll show you around there. Well, here I am, mask in hand. Take that off for a minute because I'm the only person in the shop. And this is the shop where I got the socket that removed that pesky bloody switch. And if you're ever in this area and you do a bit of DIY stuff on your car, which lots of us do, come here first, because honestly, having someone who speaks English is a lot easier than me messing around with a phone and with pictures off the internet of the thing you actually want. And as you can see, this place is pretty well stocked with all the things that you're going to want. And you've got all the basic stuff such as oils, tyres, windscreen wipers, all that usual stuff. And in the back, I think he's got a pretty comprehensive bit of spares, pieces, all that kind of stuff. And if he hasn't got it in stock, I'm pretty certain he can get it for you. He'll give you average prices for it. And if he can't get it, if it's a manufacturer specific item, I'm absolutely certain he can tell you where to go and get it. So again, if you're in this area, it's the Rioja centre, and it's about, I don't know, I'm going to guess a kilometre or 2 kilometres from Villa Martin. It's so easy to get to, and if I'd only known this place was here, it would have saved me a lot of grief in the past. Okay, that being said, don't forget, as ever, you can give me that thumbs up if you would, or better still, you can subscribe, click that notification bell, you'll get all of my up and coming videos in the future. Till my next video, bye for now.